Today we're in Sudan and we'll be talking about the Sudanese political crisis with Imam Sadiq al-Mahdi, head of the Ummah National Party. Imam Sadiq Mahdi, thank you for being with us.
Welcome.
The situation in Sudan seems to reach or to have reached a deadlock despite all the efforts made. Can you explain why?
The key to our problems is the fact that everything happened without a plan. So the military council came into power after ousting Bashir without a plan. And we in the opposition were united against the regime, but our arrangements for the alternatives were not yet complete. Therefore, I think this is the reason why things are confused. However, I think the confusion, because it is so objectively great, it is going to lead to its opposite. That is a way out through a national mediation effort supported by regional and international mediation.
What about these regional mediations? We've seen so far the Ethiopian, the African, Americans, and lately the Arab League. But there is no progress on the ground.
Well, there will be no progress as simple as such, but there are now 4 meetings that are going to be held about Sudan in Addis Ababa, in Berlin, in Oslo, and in Brussels. Those 4 meetings, we hope, will unite their effort, because throughout Sudan's history with dictatorship, all agreements had a foreign or external dimension. So we hope that the 4 initiatives will unite themselves on 5 demands.
Mm-hmm. What are these demands?
Yes, an independent investigation about the atrocities of the 3rd of June, that there must be a transition to a civilian setup that is committed to peace and democratization. 3, that if Sudan fails to fulfill this, it will face sanctions. If there are objective reasons that prevent us. 4, that there will be for Sudan benefits if we fulfill that.
On the economical level?
At the economical level and at the international level. 5th, that the community, the international community, will mediate with the intransigent Sudanese elements like Abdel Wahid and Abdel Aziz to bring them to the agreement, that the national agreement. I think the 5 demands could unite our friends under the title of Friends of Sudan, and I hope that they will coordinate their effort and support the national mediation that we hope will be the spearhead for what will happen.
You spoke about this international investigation about what happened during the sit-in. The military council is saying that Sudan has its own institutions that can do the job properly.
We already demanded international investigation. However, the Security Council ruled that out through a Russian veto. So this is no longer on. What is on now is an independent investigation. Yes, the Military Council said what they did, but in order to bring results that will be trusted and accepted by all, the investigation has to come through what we call an independent body of investigation.
Do you think that the military council killed people on purpose?
Well, this is what's going to be proven by the independent investigation, because already the military council has declared several contradictory declarations, and therefore we all need to have an investigation that will be trusted by all, because the death toll and the bloodbath that took place will not be let us say accepted without an investigation that is trustworthy.
Mm-hmm. The military council recently said that it was ready to form a government of technocrats. Would you agree to be part of such a government?
Well, we already said we want a government of experts, not technocrats, because technocrat is bureaucratic, but experts, people who have also a political experience. Yes, we want non-partisan experts. However, the military council, if they declare a government unilaterally, it will be simply more trouble. And we will then also form an alternative government. So we'll have several governments, like what's happening in Libya. We look up to a united government of non-partisan experts. We hope that the internal mediation, with the support of our friends regionally and internationally, will provide the way out that will be accepted by the military council and by the opposition groups.
Mm-hmm. You're speaking about a civil government. Many Sudanese are wondering whether Mohammed Daglo, the deputy head of the military council and the founder of the Rapid Support Forces, could become the next president of Sudan. What do you think?
Well, all Sudanese nationals are welcome to seek power, but it must be through free and general elections amongst civilians. So if Brother Hemeti or any military person wishes to compete, what they will have to do is to change themselves into a civilian role and form a political party and compete in the free general elections. No, we will not accept any leadership which comes through the barrel of a gun, but we accept any person, Sudanese person, who is free from any criminal charges, to be able to form a political group, political civilian group, and compete in the free general elections.
Mm. We know the close ties between the military council and the axis led by Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates and Egypt. What role this axis is playing on the level of this Sudanese crisis?
Well, we welcome all support from our brothers anywhere in the world, but we think Sudan's role, I call this, in fact, I am head of the mediation, of the moderation, international moderation forum. We call for an immediate involvement to reach Sunna-Shia reconciliation, to reach reconciliation within the Gulf Council, and to reach reconciliation in Yemen on political grounds, because we see the present conflicts and polarization is harming all involved in it. Therefore, we will be hoping to initiate initiatives that will result in such reconciliations.
Mm-hmm. All of us have seen the images of the Omar Bashir being questioned by the prosecutor. How did you react to these images? And have you ever imagined seeing Omar al-Bashir in trial?
Oh yes, we have been resisting the regime of Bashir 30 years from day one till the last. We were always saying that they committed a major crime in the coup d'etat against a civilian elected democratic government. And we were all the time saying that this is so. In fact, we were behind the ICC, International Criminal Court investigation, and we were saying very clearly that this regime will end because against it there is a polarization of forces, armed forces, resistance forces, political forces, and that it will end sooner or later. That was our position. And of course, as it ends, the culprits, the perpetrators of this political crime will have to face accountability. And al-Bashir is really on the books of the ICC, on the books of the nation, for accountability for the atrocities committed in Darfur and in other regions.
But today in Sudan he's facing charges concerning corruption and not war crimes.
This is the least of the crimes, but the rest are coming. I think they started maybe with the simpler issues, but all the other issues are on the books.
Mr. Sadiq al-Mahdi, head of the Ummah National Party, thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you.